that's gonna save your ass.
Prepare to unleash your darkest fears with Prime Video's top 10 creepy horror movies. From heart-pounding scares to twisted tales of terror, these disturbing selections will haunt your dreams. Number 10. Regression.
I just don't remember.
Let me see your faces! I'm trying to find the truth.
In 1990s Minnesota, Detective Bruce Kenner is drawn into a chilling case when a teenager accuses her father of unspeakable abuse, and he confesses despite having no memory of the act. A renowned psychologist employs regression therapy to unlock repressed memories, and what emerges are visions of hooded rituals and satanic conspiracies that seep into the town's fabric. Kenner pursues truth through fog-shrouded streets and distorted recollections, the line between psychological manipulation and mass hysteria growing ever blurrier. The film submerges reality in paranoia, framing innocence and delusion in equal measure, and each therapy session thickens the dread. Number 9. Deadbirds. A ragtag band of Confederate deserters, starving and desperate, stage a robbery on a Union payroll before fleeing to an abandoned plantation house to lie low. Their refuge, the Hollister Mansion, conceals more than boarded doors and dust. It harbors restless spirits shattered by acts of black magic rooted in grief and occult obsession. As thunder rumbles overhead, skeletal apparitions flicker. A scarecrow looms with silent menace, and each step deeper into the house reveals the ghosts of sacrificial horrors. Desperation gnaws at loyalty as the living succumb to otherworldly violence, the night's dread coiling through their fractures. It's a haunting collision of Western grit and supernatural captured in grainy frames that echo Southern Gothic nightmares. Number 8. The Evil Within.
Mirror I hate, Dennis. And I'm gonna break the mirror right now. Hey! John!
Dennis is a lonely, mentally challenged man haunted by a living reflection that emerges from an antique mirror in his brother's home. The reflection speaks in a cold whisper, urging him toward horrific deeds that fracture his humanity. As each command unfolds, Dennis slips deeper into a waking nightmare. Lifeless bodies mount, reality unravels, and guilt bleeds into obsession. The film's grainy surrealism twists domestic settings into grotesque dreamscapes that drip with dread. Directed by Andrew Getty, who spent over a decade realizing this obsessive vision, The Evil Within is a bizarre, hypnotic plunge into fractured identity and unchecked terror. Number 7. Last Shift. A rookie cop named Jessica Lauren begins a seemingly routine assignment, covering the last shift at a closing police station once staffed by her late father. Alone in the haunted hallways, she confronts strange noises, flickering lights, and cryptic phone calls from a woman claiming to be a hostage. The station's empty cells and vacant offices ripple with unseen presence, blurring the lines between reality and nightmare. The station becomes a twisted mausoleum, where guilt, grief, and spectral vengeance converge in oppressive silence. Last Shift is a claustrophobic descent into supernatural suspense where every shadow feels alive. Number 6. Villains.
But you know what I think the most telling thing about you is?
Come on, baby, there's nothing down here.
Mickey and Jules are desperate thieves whose latest heist sours when their getaway car breaks down and they stumble into the isolated, pastel-hued home of an eccentric couple. They intend only to rob the place, but what begins as opportunistic burglary spirals into a twisted nightmare when the hosts unleash a sinister, gleeful cruelty of their own. As sadistic games ignite between intruders and victims, boundaries of dominance and terror fracture under mounting dread. The veneer of suburban normalcy peels away to reveal something grotesque lurking beneath. A prolonged, escalating battle where games of power and perverse hospitality become weapons. The film is a languid, unsettling collision of dark humor and psychological horror, where innocence dies slow and every moment throbs with uncaring menace. Number 5. Feast.
I'm the guy that's gonna save your ass.
A mismatched group of bar patrons seeks refuge in a remote Nevada tavern when a frantic stranger bursts in, clutching the monstrous head of something inhuman, warning of impending carnage. As the undead horde descends, the survivors scramble to board up windows and salvage what sanity remains while chaos unfurls around them. In walls and freezers lurk limbs and slime that eat flesh with dissolving horror. Allies fracture under paranoia. Every failed defense summons more grotesque offspring bred of violence and desperation. A child vanishes into the night, the air thick with screams and the crackle of shotgun fire. Feast is a brutal black comedy feast of gore and survival horror born from Project Greenlight ambition. Number 4, Nightbreed.
Not even human, but this time, they're the good guys.
Aaron Boone is tormented by vivid nightmares of Midian, a hidden city teeming with monstrous outcasts. When his psychiatrist, Dr. Decker, manipulates him into believing he is a serial killer and doses him with LSD, Boone's grasp on reality fractures. In the chaos, he discovers the forgotten cemetery of Midian and confronts creatures judged too grotesque for humanity. These Nightbreed are not monsters of mindless horror, but a community of sorrow and longing, fugitives from a world that fears the unknown. Haunted by distrust and violence, their fate entangles with Boone's as he becomes both accused murderer and unexpected savior. Nightbreed is a dark fantasy epic carved from nightmare and compassion. Number 3, The Passenger.
I need you to work with me, not against me.
Randy Bradley is a placid fast food employee in rural Louisiana, overlooked and bullied while waiting for a long-promised promotion. The fragile calm shatters when his co-worker Benson snaps and guns down their entire crew, sparing only Randy and drawing him unwillingly into a blood-soaked odyssey. Shadowed by trauma, Randy helps dispose of bodies and crumbles beneath Benson's twisted mentorship as they drive through stained fluorescent diners and empty streets. Each stop forces Randy to confront his past. A lost romance, a teacher he injured, but the trip becomes a reckoning rather than rescue. The Passenger is a slow-burn psychological road thriller that peels back layers of apathy, violence, and the cost of finally fighting back. Number 2, House LLC.
What are you looking at? Holy fuck! Got me, man.
A documentary crew pieces together the chilling aftermath of a disaster 5 years earlier when a Halloween haunted house attraction turned lethal in one horrifying malfunction. 15 visitors and staff perished in a single night. The surviving footage shot by the haunted house team reveals an escalating buildup of unnatural occurrences. Mannequins twitch without touch. Clowns vanish and reappear, and shadowy presences glide just beyond view. As the film reconstructs the doomed attraction's construction and opening night, eerie hints suggest ritual and madness rather than mechanical failure. Tension mounts through grainy tapes and whispered interviews, the dread tightening like foul breath in abandoned hallways. House LLC is a nerve-shredding found footage descent into the heart of haunted spectacle and buried evil. Number 1, Dark City. John Murdoch awakens in a hospital with no memory of who he is, thrust into a city where the night never ends and street lamps flicker against impossible architecture. Shadows shift with unsettling intent, and the inhabitants, trapped in a labyrinthine nightmare, are merely pawns in a grand experiment. Murdoch discovers he can alter reality itself. Walls pulse, bodies contort, memories twist, warping the very fabric of this endless city. As he fights to piece together his identity, a silent conspiracy closes in, seeking to control dreams and crush dissent. Each startled revelation rings with existential dread. The city itself becomes a living, malevolent force. Dark City is a hypnotic ballet of identity, control, and the dark architecture of the soul. Here are 4 other movies you have to see. The Horseman.
Video, there's 3 of them, but the cops tell me there were 4 involved.
Christian discovers a snuff video implicating his runaway daughter in sexual violence, propelling him on a remorseless vigilante rampage across the outback. Along the way, he picks up Alice, a teenage runaway, forging a fraught connection born of grief and mutual loss. The film is a grim, emotional odyssey of vengeance and paternal emptiness coded in brutal realism. Mulberry Street.
Manhattan under official quarantine until investigators can discover the source of the outbreak.
On an unbearably hot summer day in Manhattan, a mysterious virus transforms people into rat-like, flesh-hungry creatures. Ex-boxer Clutch and a handful of tenants must survive as their neighborhood descends into chaos and quarantine. The film is a gritty survival horror rooted in urban decay and animalistic transformation. Johnny Frank Garrett's last word.
I've been having dreams about Johnny Frank Garrett.
Based on true events, this horror thriller follows Johnny Frank Garrett, executed after a rushed trial, who leaves behind a curse targeting those involved in his conviction. As the death toll of his accusers rises, a guilt-ridden juror attempts to unravel the truth to break the malevolent spell. It's a haunting tale of injustice, retribution, and supernatural vengeance. Black Mountainside.
When was the last time you slept?
I'm not sure.
You're hallucinating.
He's here now.
A team of archaeologists uncover an eerie prehistoric structure in the Arctic buried beneath ice and sediment. Isolated and cut off, they begin to unravel mentally and physically as inexplicable phenomena plague them. The film is a chilling blend of cosmic horror and psychological breakdown in a frozen wilderness.